Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime, we saw that Arya and her party got promoted in the guild ranking, but for some reason Vulcan refused for promotion. But the pressing matters were that they needed a larger place as their party has grown, so Arya and others bought a nice house with the recent reward they got. There Lily and Fairy were creating a world tree, and Vulcan stopped them in time, because World Tree enriches the land, and even creates rare minerals so people will flock to it and create trouble. So Arya and Vulcan warn Lily and Fairy not to disclose this to anyone or someone might kidnap them to take advantage of their power. But Tama noticed something fishy about Vulcan because she knew so many things about fairy powers and minerals. On top of that, she refused promotion in guild ranking, but on the other hand, monsters have become restless because of demons, so the king ordered to summon Arya and her party to the royal castle. It was such a big news, but Vulcan was acting strange anyways. Our party arrived in the capital city to meet the king. The king even sent royal guards to receive Arya at the gate, so they heads to royal castle to meet the king. Emperor Geisel welcomed them all and praised them for their efforts in apprehending and exposing a corrupted noble, but wasn't the first time Vulcan met the king and Prince Julius. Vulcan is an artifact-level blacksmith that she had kept hidden from everyone. More so, she was one of the party member in the heroes' party who ended the war with demons. So, as a reward, Vulcan asked to let her live a normal life, running a little shop of her own. But suddenly Belzebuth pops up. She's a holy demoness, and she finds Arya a bit intriguing. But she came here because she needs warriors who could fight against demonic, for they are coming back to break the seal of the seventh demon king and revive the demon god with his powers. So that's why Arya and her party were chosen to stop the demons. Everyone was on board, so first Julius guides Vulcan to her workshop. Artifact blacksmiths are the only blacksmiths who could work on adamantine, and next up is training for others. Everyone will train individually, and Julius had decided to train Stella himself. Belzebuth took Lily and Fairy, and as for Arya, someone special is chosen to train her, so she heads to the mansion to meet that lady, and she turns out to be Alicia, the hero whom Arya looks up to. Alicia also knew she had saved Arya once back in her hometown, and only after seeing her, Arya had decided to become a hero like Alicia. She also saw Tama and realized he's odd. But she kept quiet about it and took Arya for training. She was using only a wooden sword, but even with that her oppressive power was insane. Arya felt no strength in her legs to even move in front of her. Yet she tried, but couldn't even touch her hair. Alicia was impressed. Arya attacked despite being terrified, just like this. Everyone were training hard to gain a new skill at their own end. And after that Vulcan came in to meet Alicia. They were besties because they were in the same party of Grand Mage. And Alicia happens to be slave and wife of Grand Mage. Every time she remembers her hubby, she gets into the mood to tell stories about her hubby and her to everyone. So she took Arya to tell her everything. Then at night, they went over to take a bath, and even then Alicia was going non-stop how peaceful their life was with Grand Mage. But their Belzebuth said she sensed the return of demonic 4, and they got here. So the question was, why was she with Alicia and Grand Mage? And the answer is that she's also the wife of Grand Mage. And then, while Tama was talking a night walk, Alicia came to talk because she knew Tama is the behemoth and asked him to protect everyone. So just like that, training went by and Arya was improving with her fight. But she has yet to gain any skill, so Alicia tells her to find the answer to why she's fighting. It will guide her to her path, and meanwhile, others have already gained a new skill. And their Belzebuth came in as she sensed the return of the demonic, for all of them were in different locations. One was in Alicia's homeland, so she was going there, and another was in the labyrinth of Ruin City. So Arya and her party returned back home to take care of it. They met their old friends here, but only Cedric was missing because he was already slaying demons somewhere else. Together, they came into the labyrinth to find that demonic 4, but their way was blocked, so Arya took out those goblins without any acceleration. Then Stella showed her new shock absorption skills that she could channel through her sword, and Lily and Fairy also learn a new trick, but there comes a horde of mutant trolls. So Julius and his party goes on ahead, leaving them up to Kenny's party. They were nearly at the entrance to face the boss, and before heading in, Tama casted a protective spell on everyone. With it, they came in and met Visego, one of the demonic 4, but he saw they were just a bunch of kids, so he brought out Cerberus and Cyclops to kill Arya and her party. Visego knew it was a new heroes party, but they were immature. But Julius tried to stop him from getting away. but he couldn't get through his defense. So he leaves the minions for others to deal with. Arya took on that Cerberus with her light skill, along with Tama's support, and on the other end, Stella was taking on that Cyclops with Vulcan. As they landed a hit on him, Lily and Fairy combined their attack to face Cyclops, but Julius doesn't seem to be in good shape to face Visago, as he was too strong for Julius to handle alone. But others were busy with their own fight. Their Stella managed to wound the Cyclops, but he made a spear with its blood, and just then Julius had enough, and he was on the verge of death. But Visago leaves the cleaning up to his minions and leaves to relax, but before going away, he casted a buff on his minions, so now their power level has risen significantly. With it, Arya got injured, and seeing that Tama couldn't hold back, so he activated his third transformation to save Arya, and at the same time, Alicia came to face another demonic named Revi. She had killed Revi before, but the Demon King's power had brought her back, and before she could spout more nonsense about revenge, Alicia took care of the matter. But on the other hand, Tama had revealed her monstrous form. It was stronger to handle those two, but Julius mistook him for a divine beast. Well, it turns out in Tama's favor, and now, that Cyclops created a big lance with his blood, and following him, that Cerberus also did something similar. Tama was handling that one, but the lance was ready to hit him. It would be the end for him if it hits, but Stella decided to step in. Even with the artifact, she can't completely block it. But before this, Julius had seen that Stella is already powerful to protect the one she cares about, so she made up her mind to sacrifice her life to protect them, because as long as she could remember, she had lived alone before she met Tama and others, so she feels blessed for what little time she spent. Arya was terrified. But she remembered that Alicia had told her to find the reason she was fighting for, and she realized it was for her friends. That feelings awakened her new skill, which saved the day. And right after that, Tama reverted back to his normal form, and everyone were again summoned to a meeting because Belzebuth had a vision that Visago would once again attack the elf village. And the reason is the Philosopher's Stone. It had an incredible amount of mana, so they'll have to protect it. And everyone got ready and sets off to the elf village Luminous. But our episode 9 and 10 ends right there. So stay tuned to watch another episode of this anime, and for that subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Till then, take care.